Yes, I love it. Hello, everyone. It's a Sunday special. I'm so excited to be here. Happy Sunday. Normally we gather on Mondays, but this is just too good. And we got a busy week ahead. Everyone's active out there with the kidney trails. So we are so excited to be able to promote and just share this event and this summit. It's so important, bringing awareness, resources, information to so many on their kidney journeys and their caregivers, friends, and families, and all those in their circles. So welcome and hola. Welcome to my streamcast. We're here to have conversations to break stigmas, create awareness, and encourage acceptance and opportunities. We want to share stories of our mental health, disability, and trauma related. And we are back to kick off another week. But it's Sunday. So visual descriptor, I'm a Latina brunette with silver hair, streaks, light brown, olive skin. Light olive skin, brown hair, whatever. I have a big smile. I'm wearing green today. We're representing the kidney trails. It's like Earth Week, Earth Day on Friday. So just so many good things to wear green for. We're going to be sharing some descriptions about what's going on, and I am so excited to share the Kidney Trail Summit. If you're new to my show, welcome. Please subscribe, support, share this, and if you're here in the chat, let me know where you're tuning in from. We're going to hear from you. We want you to be a part of this conversation as we celebrate the Kidney Trail Summit this week and what they're doing and all the activity going on over there. Thank you to Restream for powering this live, making it out all to all our channels and all the individuals that watch and support our show. Please continue to support us and share this show. I'm excited because we have an amazing, wonderful person today. He is a certified clinical hemodialysis technician, and he's Chief Operations Officer of Kidney Trails. I'm so excited to have Dwelyn Williams here today, and he's also the author of Kidney Trails Tales, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit and sharing his book. He loves to give inspiration, educate, and motivate about kidneys and kidney disease. He loves to share stories on transplants as well and be a speaker and share. He has a background in medical. He's an entrepreneur. He's a writer. He's just doing all kinds of things, and it's so exciting to watch him take it up to the next level and share that with others to get them to get to their next level of success as well. So let me go ahead and bring him out. Let's not wait any further. There he is.
Oh, hello. Man, DJ, how you doing today?
I am so excited. Welcome, my new friend. I'm excited to support you and Kidney Trails and all the work you all doing, blowing up.
Yes, most definitely. I want to thank you for that wonderful introduction. I was like, man, is she really talking about me? Who is she talking about? So yeah, but one thing you failed to mention is that I'm a proud owner of a Silver Fox T-shirt from your website. So
can't wait to get that photo.
I know. And you know what? I chose the blue because I'm from North Carolina. I'm a Tar Heel fan, so I had to pick that Carolina blue. So I had to represent that. But I want to thank you for having me on your show. I love Sundays because, for one, I was born on a Sunday. It's the beginning of the week. So, and like you said before, you normally start on Mondays, but today we want to kick it up a notch, correct? And I want to thank you for supporting us at the Kidney Trails and all we're doing. And you are a part of the Kidney Trails as well. And I guess we'll talk about that in a few, huh?
Yeah, I'm excited. I got invited to be part of it, and I got to help promote it, and just a wonderful message. And it's just so many that need support. So the more, organizations and more voices that we can share in these kind of challenging times to really amplify these situations and help people get the education and the resources they need.
That's right.
That speaks to my heart because, for me, a little bit about me, and then I'm going to talk about you, and I want to give you my connection to disability, trauma, mental health. I worked in social services for a long time, and most recent, I worked with job seekers with disabilities. So I knew quite a number of kidney transplant individuals that came that were looking for jobs, that were trying to get back into the workforce. So, and just so many other stories, right, of different illnesses, different types of chronic conditions, just so many different medical issues and just how it affects their lives. And without a job, we all know how that just takes away your livelihood. You can't,
That's true.
the stress it provides, like the stress it, kind of consumes and creates in someone.
That's right.
So it's just really wonderful to be able to have these conversations, amplify this summit, and just get some people some more resources and get everyone, as many people as we can, connected to the kidney trails.
Oh yeah, you said a key thing. You say the connections, and resources. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. I didn't know that much about your background. I'm glad you shared that. You spoke earlier. You mentioned about transplant and kidney care. As we would say. Me, my profession and my background, like you said, I'm a certified clinical hemodialysis technician. So basically, my job is very, very important, but it's not my job, it's my profession, and I think that's where a lot of individuals kind of get the lines crossed. In my opinion, just having a job is nothing but work. Your profession is something that you love to do every day, something that you have passion and, you seek your vision and you follow your agenda, so it's safe to say that, I've been in my career for 22 and a half years now. So, 2 decades going on till I can't go no more. So
that's good. That's great experience. Same. I mean, over 20 years. Listen, over 20 years is good enough. Hey,
exactly.
That already ages us as it is.
Yeah.
But all that experience creates a lot. I mean, it gets to where we're here, right? And what we're really trying to do, and the missions that we serve.
That's right. That's correct. And also, it helps you. It helps healthcare workers as myself. It helps you grow personally and professionally. You learn so much about yourself whenever you are not taking care of people, when you're providing care. I would say, because I don't want to be called as a caretaker. That means I'm taking care. A little wordplay there. And I have grown. I have grown so much from whenever I started my career when I was in my early 20s up until my age now. Which I'm 44. So I have grown so much. I've gotten all my confidence and experience from mentors, coaches. And I don't like to say patients, but I would like to say individuals that I help provide care for, if that's safe to say.
I love that language,
yes.
Language, education, and that. No, that's great. It creates more inclusion. And, I know everyone has different ways, but the more that we can learn ways to say things and just have a little bit more kindness and understanding and compassion in our words and our engaging communication style, it always helps. So thank you. Okay.
Most definitely. And I say that because, my mother was a renal patient, a kidney patient, who had ESRD, which is end-stage renal disease. This was back in the early 90s. So, here we are in 2022. And so from the 90s, renal failure or kidney failure was not really heard of as much as it is now. So, whenever this disease, it sparked upon my mother like a vagabond, and might I add that she was a diabetic as well, type 2 diabetes. So therefore, as a family member and as a son, as a youngest son, I didn't understand because I was outside of the medical, the medical box, I would say. So therefore, I am biased because that is my mother, and I only saw it one way through tunnel vision. And I say that because, I didn't understand why she felt the way she felt. She felt bad, depressed, et cetera, et cetera. So I took it upon myself, in 2000. I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. My home is Fayetteville, North Carolina, but I started my career in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. Hello, Charlotte. How y'all doing?
Yeah. I love that shout out. Hometown, right? Home.
And whenever I applied, this was before the internet. So I had to go to the unemployment office and get a referral. So, so I'm definitely telling my age with that. But, growing up, in my town, that was back whenever you looked at the newspaper for the want ads and see who was, how to apply. And I did not know that there was a such thing as a dialysis technician. I didn't know that, that's my ignorance. And being ignorant is not bad. Being ignorant is not knowing, So when I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, and I saw that this position said dialysis technician, I was very, very intrigued. One, because it hit home, because I was been able to understand my mother more. So granted, during that time, my mother was in the process of getting a transplant, and she did receive a transplant. So yes, most definitely, yes.
Wonderful.
May she rest in peace, of course. Yes.
She got that transplant when she needed it. She
did. Yeah. She did. She lived a wonderful life, and so to piggyback off of that, that's the reason why I do what I do. And that's right, Mackenzie. Back when we did that door-to-door job search, that's correct.
Oh goodness! Yes.
Oh yes, I remember that. That's kind of like
paper applications.
Hey, DJ, you remember when we used to run home and we used to listen to the voicemail instead of having a cell phone? Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So my career has been transpired, has been motivated by my mother, and that's the reason why I chose to write the graphic novel that you probably see behind you before. But prior to me getting to that, I've always had this vision of working in the nephrology field, of how to the nephrology profession, is to how can I make it easier for the individual that I provide care for, meaning my patients, I would say. And it took years and years for me to come up with a plan to say, how can I get my point across? Because DJ, you and I and everybody out there, we all have different perceptions of life and how we perceive it. Our profession, our relationships. I can go on and on. So I was inspired to write this graphic novel actually through, Mr. Anthony Reed, who was the CEO of the Kidney Trails. That's my main man there. The ant. We call him the ant. Yeah. So I remember I've always wanted to do like a comic book. That's what we call it, a comic book then. Now we call it a graphic novel. Anthony Reed reached out to me. Oh man, how has it been 2 years or a year and a half? I can't even remember. So because so much is going on. But they say, when you can't remember, that means when time flies, that means you're having fun. So we've been having fun. Good.
It's important to have fun. And these conversations and these missions and these, purpose that we share, we have to have fun. You can't do it any other way.
That's so true. And so joining the Kidney Trail, Anthony Reed reached out to me, and because we met in Las Vegas at a nephrology clinic. Yeah, that's right. 2 years.
Sorry. Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
I don't want to interrupt you, but Anthony, thank you for being a guest on the show. I was just, I think I dropped a message somewhere saying, this is going to be like the second segment to that. So that wasn't that long ago. So this is great to be able to continue to talk about kidney disease and awareness, and continue to learn and expand my own education, my own understanding. To provide more support and to provide more, awareness on this. So
of course,
Anthony is an amazing. So
calling him amazing would be like an understatement. He's a wonderful gentleman. Him and I have since we met, like I said, in Las Vegas, where I was at the time, I was a president of a association for nephrology clinical technicians at the time, and he was one of our speakers. And I remember whenever he spoke, he has such a calm demeanor, and he is able to, he possessed this power, I would say, whenever he's talking, to kind of draw you in and it kind of bring you down. It's kind of like a therapy session, I would say. So, whenever he told his story, his background, so I was intrigued by that. And I remember I immediately, went to go congratulate him. And at that time we connected on LinkedIn, and like I said, that was 2019. So, so fast forward, to like 2020, Mr. Reed, he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, my man," he said, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm doing fine." He said, "I've been following you on LinkedIn. We hit and miss each other with the texts throughout the years." He said, "I have a question for you." He said, "I would love it if you would write on my blog." So I said, "Okay." I said, I can do that. I said, I like to get on social media and kind of blog, positive things, keep people in the know. Ooh. So the know. So so he said to me, I said, "Okay, so what do you want me to write about?" He said, "Dwelyn." He said, "I don't know, man. What can you write about?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "I don't know." And then he said, "How about you write about a renal patient's first dialysis treatment?" And I said, "I can't write about that." I said, "Anthony, I'm not a renal patient, kidney patient." He said, "Well, how long have you been working in the nephrology field? And I said, oh, 20 years. He said, so you mean to tell me you cannot write about your experience? And this is what he said. He said, write about your experience, your perception of a renal patient's first dialysis. Light bulb. I said, you know what, Anthony? Let me think about it. 5 minutes later, I was like, hey, man, check this out. How about I write about my mother and her first experience? And what I do is I take her experience from my perception. And what I'll do is throughout all my years of experience, the individuals that I came across, they somewhat have like a similar story, but somewhat different. So therefore, that's what you call people being able to relate. So I had to come up with a title, and I was like, man, what can I call this? So, like I
That's how
said,
I felt about my show.
that's right. So, like I
It's
said,
like all these people going through these like personal struggles, right, with
yes,
chronic illnesses and diseases,
yes,
no matter, but
yes,
there's such a relatability and a similarity in their
yes.
stories.
Oh, hey, you know what? I think you and I are related. We saw the same thing. We were living in the same building, and we seen the same views. So
Totally,
so
definitely.
what I did was, I chose my mother to write about her experience of what her experience have been or may have been. And what I did was, being that my mother is deceased, I literally took it upon myself to put myself in the story and talk to her. Like I was trying to take myself back in time, but in the present, and talk to her to share my knowledge, what I know now, with her back then. So you ever have that notion of, if I could only go back? So what I did was I
did. Oh no. Oh no. Is that me or him? Oh no. All right. Well, I guess we'll just see what happens here. Oh, well, I'm so sorry. I think we're all having a little bit of issues. I guess we'll go ahead and pull up a comment and see what happens if he kind of refreshes. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Mackenzie, thank you for your comment. You went to school with someone who had a kidney transplant in the 90s. He was one of the nicest people you've known. So that's sweet. Angelique, thank you for being here, hanging out. Love it. Yeah, we're having a good conversation today. So it's really nice to kind of, share this opportunity and have this conversation. And we'll see how it goes. I really hope Dwelyn comes back. Let me see if I can kick him off for a second. And that'll just make me all big. But that's okay. We're going to keep hanging out and talking, and then he'll be back. I guess he dropped out of the green room, so that's okay. That means he'll just come back in a couple minutes. We all have technology issues, and that's just part of it, how it goes. So, but again, we're here to talk about Kidney Trails and what they're doing this week. And starting Wednesday, April 27th through the 29th, they will be having a summit. You can get tickets through, oh my goodness, you can get tickets through Eventbrite. So let me go ahead and give that information here while he comes back. I know you can get tickets through Eventbrite, and there's the link, www.eventbrite.com/ just look for Kidney Trails Virtual Summit, and you should find some information there. I think tickets are still available, and we're always looking for individuals to come and hang out with them and participate in the summit, listen in, contribute to the conversations. I'm excited to be in there as well. I'm going to be sharing and partaking with everyone. So it's just been a lot of really great bonding, getting to know everyone that's partaking in the summit and hanging out and contributing their information, contributing in some way, their resources, and it's going to be a great time. So I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Anthony has been the leader, the mastermind behind all of this, just putting everything together. Just really incredible. And he's been doing such a good work, just aligning all these amazing speakers and getting everybody paired up with some amazing moderators. So I can't wait to hear about how it turns out. And, once everything, all the fun is over and all the information sharing, then we get to a point where we can kind of talk and get to know everybody and be like, wow, what an event, what an exciting event. So, okay, we got Dwelyn back. I knew he was going to come back because this is just what happens. And he does not want to miss this conversation. You know how it is. It's like, what just happened? So here we go.
Oh yeah, my apologies. I think I did a disappearing act. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness.
That's okay. Hey. No, we talked about this. If one of us falls off, keep going.
Always. Oh, you gotta keep the ball rolling. You gotta keep it rolling. So yeah,
and that's life.
That you know what that is life. That's exactly what we're experiencing nowadays. With COVID. Things are at pause at times, and we have to reboot.
Absolutely. I mean, that goes in just all kinds of aspects of our lives. Right. And patience. Oh, the virtue of patience.
Yes.
For me, most people say I'm really patient, and I try to be extremely patient. Sometimes
really?
a little too patient. Yeah,
right.
But hey, that's been something you kind of build and you work on.
Right.
So I know it doesn't come easy to a lot, and some people be like, I have zero patience, but so it's okay. For me, that's been kind of maybe a coping mechanism, some capacity to kind of not take on so much and internalize so much. So,
And having patience, what I had to learn, and I'm continuing to learn, that it teaches you to enjoy the moments in life instead of being in such a rush. Enjoying the people in your lives. Because, I'm a firm believer that everybody you meet has a last day with you. So you have to cherish those moments. That's a quote that I read, off of LinkedIn. I forgot what the quote, but the quote said, everyone you meet has a last day with you. So I think it's important that, how we treat each other day in and day out. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes, but I try to remind myself that way because, you leave an imprint and impact on people that you meet day in and day out. So, yes. I totally agree with that. And that's how we are at the Kidney Trail. We always say making your story valuable one word at a time. And that's what we want to do.
Ooh, I like that. Is that like a tagline? Making your story valuable one word at a time.
Let me tell you the story behind that. Anthony Reed and myself, right whenever we was about to put the book out, the graphic novel, I don't know about this. Him and I, we talked about an hour, and we was actually texting. It was, the time zone is different. I'm here on the West Coast. I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona, and he's in Virginia. So I remember we were texting, and he's like, "I'm trying to think of a good slogan," and we went back and forth with the slogan. He said, "Dwelyn, I got it." He said, "Making your story valuable, one word at a time," and I was like, "Man, I love it." I said, I had one request. He's like, "What?" I said, "Can we make the V capital V valuable?" He's like, "Man, sure, I don't care." Anthony's pretty easygoing. He's very, very, very receptive to ideas. So therefore, and we discussed that. But yeah, Anthony Reed came up with that slogan. Making your story valuable, one word at a time, and that's what we do, and that's what we want to do, and that leads to like I said, with my graphic novel and the virtual summit. We want individuals to tell their story. We don't want it to be scripted. We want you to tell us your story because we all have different stories. So
I love it. Yeah, that's so true. We talked about that. Unscripted is just heartfelt, pure, honest, genuine, speaking your story, what you feel. So I love it. And really supporting that and supporting others in their story and not, gosh, there's so many ways we could just go right there. So I'm going to try not to divert into a tangent. But it really is important to allow people to tell their stories in the way that, in their own way, it's their story to tell, not imposing. So we'll just leave it there.
Well, we can take it there because that's what I did with this graphic novel. Anthony encouraged me. He's like, he said, "Dwelyn, I want you to tell your story of how you see it." He said, because we all have different perceptions. Like you and I talked about as well. Everybody can agree, and so. One thing, like how you just mentioned that, we want individuals to get involved and to be comfortable with freedom, without discrediting, without disrespecting, without being negative, just share who you are because life is more positive. Yes, most definitely. So we have what the thing called being a guest author. Anybody is interested in being a guest author for us, they can go to our website, kidneytrails.com. You can click on write for us. So we want you to write for us. And I talked to a young lady that's here in Phoenix today. She's in the Gilbert area. Her name is Angelique. She just commented, and I mentioned to her. I said, I would love for you to, be a guest author for us, if you will. And she said, well, I'm not a renal patient. I said, you don't have to be. I said, because you have a story.
Oh, same
Yeah,
answer.
yeah. But you still have a story to tell. And like I said, just think about it. There's many sides to that story, with care providers and the individual that you're caring for. So, hey, I mean, we welcome all of that, and it's kidney related because Anthony Reed says we want to explore the unknown territory. And like I told Angelique last night, I said, you're unknown territory. You see, she waved her hands because I told her, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, this goes abroad. I mean, and it's endless. I mean, I'm excited about being a part of the kidney trails. As far as graphic novels, I could do it for the rest of my life. That's how much I love it because I want to put the message out there. And with my graphic novel, anybody want to go to my story? I don't know about this. My graphic novel now is only episode 1 through 6. And so, DJ, I don't know if you know, but I written up in 35 episodes. So, yes, I literally have a story in there that I wrote about a young lady who has cancer, and she comes across my patient or my lead care to AW, and they talk about what she went through dealing with cancer and with renal failure. So it gets deep because, like I said, with these stories is my perception, and I'm hoping that anybody who reads my story and all of our stories, with the KC family, that they can be able to relate. So that's our vision. That's our main focus. And that's why we have that little young guy out there that's KB, the positive kidney. KB,
yes.
Yeah, KB means kidney bean, and you see he's trucking up the mountain, to the mountain peak. So
he's up there.
There you go. He's getting there. He got his little hiking boots. He got his little hat, and he's smiling. And he came a long way, which Anthony Reed has mentioned. He was working on the kidney trails for years, and we have a pulse. We have blood circulating through the kidney trail's body. And we the kidney trail's body has gotten up out of bed, had his breakfast, is walking down the street, and is keep trucking, and that's along the kidney trails. So that's what we're doing.
Now I know why. Now I know why they call you the glue.
Yeah, I came up with that name, the glue. I was talking to Anthony and Rich because we had the Rich and Dwelyn show. If anybody's interested, Richard Cabrera, he's the innovator because I love his spirit, I love his drive, and that gentleman is nonstop. And I said I need to call myself something. I said I guess I call myself the glue because I like to bring it together.
All right, I love it. You sound like it. I love it.
I try to.
We got to give a shout out to Alex, okay?
Oh, yes.
Shout out to Alex because I saw her, her award and everything. And she's just like doing amazing work over there with y'all blog.
Yes. Alex is amazing.
Speaking at the summit too.
Yes.
And Alex, you're going to be here next week with me, right? Like it's going to be me and
you,
is
right?
She?
Is she?
Is
she is. Oh,
are you going to let us know? Are you going to be my guest next week? I've had it on the schedule for a minute.
You know what? It's great that you put her on the spot. So now, hey, Familia can get on your show now.
Hey, I've been waiting. No, because next week is Nurses Week. I don't know if y'all know it's like Nurses Week. So I invited her to come out in the beginning of May, the first week of May, for celebrate her as a nurse. And she's been working on bigger goals.
Yes,
working up her own summit to the top of her own summit. So I'm so proud of her. I'm so excited. I want to support her. She's a speaker.
That's right.
When I watch her videos, I take notes, and I have like little videos that I want to make in response to her videos.
Right.
Because like she drops little nuggets, and I'm just like, I'm gonna take that. Oh, I'm gonna take that too.
Yes. and something about one thing about Alexandra,
she's so caring, love.
Yes. Oh yes, most definitely. She was our first guest on the Rich and Dwelyn show, and she did phenomenal. And Richard Cabrera, he really didn't know her. To the extent that I do. I mean, Alex and I never met, face to face, but we've been LinkedIn buddies for so long. And so, what I told Alex was I chose her. I chose to connect with her on LinkedIn. One, because I loved her beautiful smile. And it was just the fact that, I went through her profile and I said, this young lady has that wonderful spirit, and she seemed like she has drive. So I always tell her if I can say one word to describe you in one word, it would be driven. And I'm gonna tell you, she is nonstop. She doesn't go 24/7. She goes 25/8. I mean, because every time I pop up on my feed, I see her dropping. So DJ, there go
I don't know how
another.
she does it.
You know,
I don't know.
yes.
She's been like, she's got some clones or something working over here. I don't know how she does it. She's automating it. I don't know.
Right.
She is phenomenal.
I think she sleeps with one eye open and one eye closed. That's what I think.
No. And I know that she may not still be in the chat, and that's okay, because an hour of our time is very valuable and precious. Of course. She was here a little bit ago, but hopefully, next week, we're gonna honor her. And so Anthony says thank you for it's Laboratories Week too.
That's right. So, it is. It's Laboratory Week.
I don't know too much about that. It's not really been any right. An experience or a setting I've really experienced a whole lot.
Right. So, well, technicians. That's good that you say that, because we have a speaker that will be speaking about the laboratories from ASCP for the virtual summit. So I myself, I've dealt with labs, but I am not I'm not a lab guru, I would say. So as a technician, we do deal with labs as far as our renal patients. But like Anthony said, this is Laboratory Week. And see, those are the things. See, by you just saying that, and for me to say what I said, that's why we say unknown territory. So that's why with this summit, Anthony Reed said it. He said, Dwelyn, I'm surrounded by greatness. And I took a look at that roster, and DJ, you're on that roster, so that says a lot right there. For you to be on there. I mean, it resonates with silver. The silver fox when we see DJ, and along with our other speakers and our moderators. I mean, it's been beyond a blessing. I am honored to be amongst all these individuals. And Anthony Reed, he can vouch for that. He tells me day in and day out. He's like, Dwelyn, he's like, he said, man, I'm so grateful. He said, I'm grateful beyond what you may know. I'm like, man, you deserve it, man. I said, this is your vision, and I'm happy to be a part of it. And I know that everyone else is, and we want to tell everyone, who's involved, we want to say thank you, and we appreciate you. We really do. We really do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've had a thought in this show so far that I had never really thought of before. And it's very odd, because normally in my show, I have somewhat of an expert, right? It comes either from an expert perspective or an individual that's been through the situation, right? And they're sharing their own story.
Right.
So when I say, I guess, an expert, would that be sort of like, I don't know, it's never been like the medical focus, healthcare focus.
Right.
So I guess it just leaves me wondering if am I leaving out a community that really needs also support, in the sense of being healthcare professionals that are providing, what did you call it? Not caregiving, because those are like,
that's a personal preference for me.
The medical team that surrounds someone to give them the information, the resources, the guidance, I see what you're saying. Got him through the treatments. I don't know, the processes, and there's just so many different aspects that I don't know. So maybe the next best question is, would the summit provide, what kind of topics are the summit going to talk about?
Right.
That would kind of deal with kidney and knowing more about kidney care, and individuals that have kidney disease,
it'll be safe to say, like I said, I will go back to the unknown territory. So whenever we decide to do this virtual summit, of course, we want to be the first of its kind, and we want to be able to put a message out there for individuals, for one, to feel comfortable to come and being able to relate. So, we put topics out there that goes beyond renal disease. We talk about finance. We talk about, like Alex, we be talking about PPE, and not the normal personal protective equipment, but, the compassion that needs to come with nursing and healthcare staff. You got Fred Hill.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. You got Fred Hill, who's going to be talking about, dialysis is not your life. So every renal patient needs to hear that title right there. Dialysis is not your life, because, from my experience, as a renal technician, there are some individuals that we take care, that we provide care. They may feel that dialysis is their life. So, with Fred Hill, with his topic, which would be a wonderful topic, he's basically saying, take control of your life. This is all that is not there. There's so much more. So to answer your question, and like Anthony said, with mental wellness, we talk about mental health. Krista Samimi will be talking about that. So
Yes.
what we try to do is, we want, like I said, we explore the unknown territory, go beyond what's probably expected.
Right.
I'm a firm believer in, I don't want to put anything out there that you can Google, because if you can do that, what's the purpose of coming? But when someone shares their life story, that's a little bit different, and then especially the individuals who are probably interested in you, interested in hiring you, interested in getting to know you, or those who may thought they knew you and don't, you get to hear their story. So so this summit will be providing, I guess, like peer support. It'll provide clarity, and we want people from the summit to say, I understand, you understand where I'm coming from, and that's what we want. We don't want to just talk about same old topics, as far as whatever you throw out there,
Right.
So we vow to be something different. We are trailblazers. We vow to do something different and new, and we're overachievers, like Anthony just said. So Jeremy Kirkus, he'll be speaking about work of happiness. So
Love that. What a fun topic. That's so important.
Yeah, I mean this is
quality of life, dignity of life. It's so beyond the disease, and it's just like any other.
Yes.
It's like having individuals, the community, understand, like, okay, it is more than that. Like, there has to be other parts of our lives that we continue to implement energy on and strive to continue to, achieve the goals and our dreams that we're really like aspire to achieve. Going beyond. So working for that happiness every day.
Most definitely. And I would, like I said, we would always get individuals who would say, like how you said earlier, like DJ, you said, well, I'm not a renal patient. And we're like, that's okay, because you're still part of that family and part of that team. And we know individuals who are couples who take care of their spouses that are on dialysis. So those care providers who are at home, they need a story to tell as well, because they are a part of that. And we're going to have topics like that too. You have the Trevinos, you have Lacey Trevino, you have Sam Trevino, who have a remarkable story with urine inspiration. That right there just says the key to that, about a husband and wife, who this young lady who literally donated her kidney to him. And they tell that story. That's just the cookie crumbs of what's going to be at the virtual summit, and we tell people, you got to register if you want to hear these stories, and the registration is free. It's free. So it doesn't get any better than that.
No reason not to sign up.
Of course.
So and there's just so much to take away. It just sounds like there's just going to be so much that you're going to, learn from, meet people, connect, like on a true, genuine, deeper level on things that really affect our lives and can really, really change the dynamics of life. So to be able to be a part and active in that awareness and education and resource building and the growing of that community is, for me, an honor. And so I've just been thrilled watching you and Anthony just keep on working and sharing. I mean, you got the book. Let's talk about the broadcasting. I'm publishing. Yes. We got a couple things, and I want to make sure we got 40 minutes in. Talked a little bit about the book. So you talked a little bit about your podcast.
Right.
You're looking for guest bloggers, people that want to share their stories, your own personal perspectives. It does not mean you have to be a patient, quote unquote. Yes. But it's your connection.
That's
your connection that.
That's right.
Okay, I love it. All right.
Yes. Oh, yes. We're doing it. Like I said, with the KT Broadcasting Network, those with the vision of Anthony Reed, he said, hey man, how do you feel about having your own show? And I was like, well, I don't anything that'll help the kidney trails. And we wanted to bring Rich Cabrera on board, and with the KT Broadcasting Network, we're just expanding the kidney trails, as a whole. We got so many things going on. So with the Rich and Dwelyn show, Richard Cabrera, which is in California, he's a phenomenal guy. What we basically do, we only have one topic.
Okay.
We want you to tell us who you are.
It sounds so big. Like, where do we start?
Well, and see, think about it. If you say, where do I start? That means that there is endless conversation. So, the angle that we take is, I may say, hey, Rich, do you know this individual? He say, no, I don't know him. I said, let's bring him on. Let's talk to him. So therefore, nothing is scripted. We don't discredit. There's no negativity. There's no name dropping. It's just strictly, and we don't address problems. We try to address concerns and try to find solutions. So I tell individuals, think of it like this. Think of it as an interview. You go for an interview, and for anyone to say that they are not in sales, that is false, because when you go to the interview, you're trying to sell yourself. Because if you want that job, if you want that career, etc., a career of choice. So we bring individuals on who Rich or myself may or may not know, or if we do know, and we just say, hey, just tell us who you are. And like you said, DJ, a lot of people's like, ooh. So if you pause whenever I say, tell us who you are, that's something to think about. That's something to think about. And it helps you dig deep within your soul and your gut. And you find out the takeaways that we want from our show is to be like, I found out something about myself that maybe my spouse didn't know, maybe my coworkers didn't know, maybe my friends didn't know, and maybe I didn't know about myself. So yeah,
yes, that sounds like a great let's see, show purpose. The purpose of the show. I love that.
Yes,
and they're really, and I mean, it's highlighting the guest and their story, but
easy. And we have this rule at the Kidney Trails: have fun.
I love it. Yeah,
you gotta have fun. Have
easy.
fun.
You got a T-shirt that says there's T-shirts, right? I've seen there's T-shirts.
Oh yes. We have we have the KT store where you can get
merch.
your own. We got merch. I'm wearing a Silver Fox merch, but we have KT merch.
Yes.
We have hoodies. We have T-shirts. I think we have some coffee mugs on there, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. They go.
Are they big? The ones I got for my brand are really small. They're like 11 ounce. So when I got it, I was like, and so when you got the shirt, I'm like, ooh, I'm so glad you didn't get a mug.
Well, think about it. If I would have got the mug, that could have been for an espresso.
Yeah, right. So, but hopefully you got a good old size mug there on your website. So
yes,
I didn't realize. No, that's funny. But I got it at the store, so all kinds of good stuff. Clothing, your books, hoodies. I see some hats.
Yes.
And yes. Book. You take Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, and PayPal.
Hey, I take it all. My book is is for everyone, but really it's for anyone who can relate to renal disease, anyone who has any questions about the process of what an individual goes through hemodialysis without me violating HIPAA.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
So what I do is I hate to use the word dumb it down. I don't like saying that. I like to make it simple. And DJ, I want to tell you something. This has been me putting this graphic novel into play. It just lets me know that I was able to create something, and it brought some value to individuals who purchased the graphic novel. For us, it's one of the first of its kind. And we're hoping that to inspire individuals to do the same thing. Because this story needs to be shared. But think about it. No one can share your perception. No one can share your vision or your views. So I tell you a story. And this happened here in Phoenix, Arizona. Whenever I put this book out, whenever we place this book on the shelves through our website, I had a renal patient buy the book off the website. Her husband bought it for her. And she says to me, and when I tell people this, I said, this is beyond money because it was appreciation. She said, Dwelyn, let me tell you something. She said, I read your book. She said, my husband now understands what I'm going through. So those are powerful words coming from a renal patient, individual, who suffers from renal failure, to say that, because it's able for them to express themselves. Because, I chose through graphic novel form is because dialysis is graphic. Healthcare is graphic.
I have a question.
Tell me, talk to me. And I'm not trying
to interrupt because I know you're doing such a good job. But right. I can't help but ask, just to clarify, renal disease,
yes,
and then how it changed kidney disease, and maybe just the difference in understanding. Because maybe I'm like, am I saying something incorrect? I don't want to say something that if it's not kidney disease, but it's renal disease or different stages. I know there's different stages. So
no. I'm glad you said that.
Clarify for me.
Oh yeah, I love clarity. So by you saying that, I literally explained that to AW in the story. Whenever I say kidney disease, because see, the word kidney is universal. It's more simple for individuals to say, okay, my kidney. So with the medical term renal disease, it's just a more appropriate way of saying it medically. So that's a lot of times that whenever I was, yeah, Angelique, sorry. So it is always important to say that.
I got you, girl. I got you.
So yeah, in healthcare,
ask those hard-hitting questions.
Oh yeah, you got to ask some hard-hitting questions, of course. So in healthcare, we have like our own language, So and that's why I hate saying the word dumb it down. So what I do with this story, I literally have my have AW says to me, Dwelyn, what do you mean renal, kidney? What are you talking about? So I break that down to her because there's so much that can be missed whenever we are communicating with one another unless we ask. So renal. Bye, Alex. We'll see you later. So saying renal is the medical term to say it, and I will always go back and forth say renal disease or kidney disease. So
neither one is incorrect. You're okay with saying either one. The message is still relayed.
The message still relayed. It's a different verbiage, different way of saying it. So you know how that goes. Tomato, potato. Now
I wanted to ask you something because we talked about something before we went on the air, and I don't want you to say too much, but it is graphic, and so younger viewers are more drawn to that artistic feel,
right? Of course,
the color and the story, and it makes it more relatable.
Yes, it really.
But I don't know how. I don't know when it comes to the younger population. Oh, right. I just had a thought. Right. So bear with me here if I ramble.
Of course.
Younger people, are they coming into kidney disease sooner in life? I've already heard this multiple times with like Parkinson's. My Parkinson's guy said that more and more younger people are now being diagnosed with Parkinson's. Right. I just heard it with another guest. I'm sorry, I forgot. But
no, it's fine.
So to hear it now that it's more prevalent within these professions coming from these individuals that are just, there supporting and hearing it is definitely scary and frightening, and that it's
it really is. So Anthony Reed, he just said that he was 22 and
Anthony too, right? So it's just like more and more. I mean, not to say that it can't happen to a young person, but to see how it's an increase in numbers,
right?
Diagnoses.
I'll tell you a story. Ooh. So my experience, whenever I lived in Las Vegas, I work for a particular company because, like I said, we don't name drop
right now.
And I got the experience to work with a renal patient that was an infant. So to answer your question, it was a remarkable experience. It was an eye opener to say that renal disease does not discriminate. It comes in all age, shape, form, or size, and fashion. So with this graphic novel, this is more geared towards someone more of an adult who is going through their first process of hemodialysis. However, with me, along with the kidney trails, I myself are working on 10 other graphic novels that are geared to more towards children, and it's a different vision, different aspect, because these are going to be superhero graphic novels. So one cover I put out already was Triumph, the Transplant Titan. So what this individual is, he's a transplant superhero. So what I want to do, I wanted to give hope to children and anybody of all ages to know that whatever you suffer from, there's a way to come out of that. And granted, when COVID hit, the theme was healthcare, superheroes without capes. So that's where I kind of got the idea, and then I won't spill the beans on all my characters, of course, but that is one that I'm working on. I'm already finished up with that story, But I'm working on up to 10 to 12, excuse me, other graphic novels that we will supply for children and coloring books as well. So we wanna, my vision and my dream, my goal is to bring hope to children who suffer from any type of disease or illness, and just to help them cope with it and let them know that they're okay, that they stay strong. And it's very rewarding, and it's not about the money. It's rewarding when someone says to you, you know what, this is phenomenal. I thank you for what you're doing. I appreciate you. But yet, to answer your question, there are children that are on dialysis. There are infants, and with my experience with being able to provide care for renal children, they are phenomenal. I learned so much from taking care of children. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, DJ. When you provide care for children, and their minds are so out there, and they take everything with a grain of salt. Children. My brother told me years ago, he said children fear the word no. And think about whenever you were younger, how you had a care in the world. You was living life. When we get as adults, we worry more. So providing care for children would definitely take you back, and it provides clarity. It provides peace. So to answer your question, yes, renal disease does not discriminate race, religion, creed, genre, age, all that.
Wow. Okay. I had 2 more questions while you were talking.
Come on.
Oh my gosh. No, well, yeah.
Go down the alphabet. Go down the alphabet. Go A, B, C, D.
So are you gonna have anything on the summit that helps for children, or helping parents or other people, individuals that have children, or any? Yeah, I'm sure this might be a topic at the summit, or not yet. Maybe next year. Is this the first year summit? Is this our first year?
Oh yeah, this is the first year we're having this virtual summit, and
nothing but up.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you, we have a lot of individuals that have registered. I mean, and it's phenomenal. We will not be having, to my knowledge, as of right now, anyone speaking on pediatric, which is for children, pediatric nephrology, pediatric dialysis as of yet. But virtual summit 2023. Anybody out there who would like to speak with us, reach out to us.
Anthony.
Yeah. There you go. It's all about networking and promoting, correct? Yeah.
Looking for bloggers, right, that can speak to pediatric care. I mean, you want to grow that, right? Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, we're counting down to 2023 right now. So hey,
listen, I love children too. I've worked in foster care. I've worked with kids in foster care. Yeah, really? I've worked for the state in various capacities. My last one was, with job seekers in the state unemployment office. Getting federal benefits from Social Security, but still looking for work. And I've worked with kids in the system that were in the welfare, those are kids that have different kinds of issues, whether it's medical issues or mental health issues, and the trauma that comes along with that, those kinds of the system in itself. So
Oh, Anthony just posted that there is a speaker that was pediatric. So he say, I mean, I don't know. I'm not clear who the individual was, but if he wants to put it up there.
I was just curious because I know that even for parents that are finding out, or they thought this can't happen to my child, or we're too young for this, or even for themselves, that's a younger person kind of saying what's going on.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I have another question. I'm coming up with questions.
Hey,
I know.
Oh, is I will say that speaking from my experience, the number one cause of renal failure is diabetes and hypertension. Hypertension, which is high blood pressure. So
diabetes runs my family. That's one for me to watch out for sure.
Exactly. I mean, there are certain diseases that cause renal failure. You have polycystic kidney disease. You have, that's just to name a few. So as far as it being hereditary, I can't really comment on that because I don't know if it was. Yeah, I know
a correlation somewhere, but if not, then that's okay. So it's more preventative, right? Taking care of yourself. How can you take care of? I don't know. I'm asking some hard-hitting questions.
I'll say with that question, a renal dietitian would possibly say to you, follow a renal diet, kidney diet. You know what I'm saying? Okay. As far as anything being prevented, I mean, we can all take precautions. I mean, and that's universal. It's universal for everyone to eat more vegetables, drink more water, stay hydrated. You know, that's one thing that I like more permitted to say.
Anthony
You
talked a
know,
lot about that sleep,
yes,
rest,
proper rest. You know, I mean, I can literally say meditating. You know, I'm not a certified person that talk about meditation, but it helps
right.
me. You know, so what I
Sure.
can say is with my experience from individuals that I've spoken with, they have mentioned that some hereditary diseases, but mainly from my experience, what I've encountered is individuals suffering from diabetes and high blood pressure, which is hypertension.
Okay.
Yeah, right. McKinsey, promote your own health. So is it can diabetes be reversible? I've known individuals to say that. I have not experienced that, but I have talked to individuals about that. So the only thing that I could tell anybody, it was Anthony said it was hereditary for him, So yeah, so yeah,
Just didn't know, if you
yeah,
have a
yes,
uncle or a cousin or something, then
right,
it's something that you may. So I don't know if
right,
particularly this was there
right.
is that hereditary
I,
component
you know,
attached to
I mean,
just curious.
it's safe to
Thank
say
you,
for me
Anthony.
to tell individuals, if you're curious, visit your your local physician,
Oh yes.
if you're curious, you definitely don't want to, if you feel in any type of way, I would suggest, reach out to a licensed medical professional, just so to know. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I would encourage everybody to get a blood pressure cuff and check their blood pressure cuff
Oh,
every day. I
okay.
mean,
That's a good takeaway.
well, yeah. I mean, well, think about it. I have my own blood pressure cuff and I have a glucometer. I'm not diabetic, but
I have
I'm
one of
able,
those.
I monitor it. Just for my sanity, my blood pressure. I take it every day, and my temperature. There's nothing against you not doing that. I mean, so I would tell individuals that, and I say that because 9 times out of 10, when you talk to someone and you ask them, "Hey, so how's your blood pressure?" They say, "Oh, it's great." And you may say, well, "When did you get it taken last?" They say, "Oh, last year when I visited the doctor." I mean, your blood pressure changing from seconds to seconds.
Wow. I
Yes, I
did
mean,
not know that. I
well,
did
well,
not
well, well,
know that that would be one of those really great,
oh,
wonderful self-care kind of things to
oh,
track,
yes,
write, journal,
yes,
pay
yes,
attention to in your own health, promoting your own. And that's the
yeah,
thing I talk about is yourself best, your body,
yes,
what you feel,
yes,
you can know how to, there's gotta be a level where you have to be comfortable advocating for yourself and your
always,
needs. Right. Now it's not always easy, and oftentimes you need assistance, and that's
of course,
when community comes in and support. But
right,
everyone has to kind of fundamentally have an idea of where they stand in their medical.
yes.
Um,
I mean,
it's an
it's the more you
But
know.
I didn't
Whenever,
know that. As someone that
yes,
has a diabetes in my whole family, and it's like, oh,
right,
I should probably have a blood pressure. But I do have a glucose meter that I do
yeah,
have, but I didn't even
yes.
know.
I would, and as far as finances go, I would say this to somebody who's close to me. I would
Hmm.
say, well, when you make a purchase, because we all have choices. We all have a choice to do what we want, to purchase what we want. So I would say to an individual that I may know personally, I would say, well, instead of buying something that you probably do not need, um, or that you want, what about buying something that you truly need? So, if you look at the price of a blood pressure cuff, I would say do comparison. I mean, I would just put that out there. And I would say, what's more important, your health or that candy bar or that burger? And it's not to ridicule nobody, it's not to chastise them. It's just a train of thought. It's freedom of choice. So,
Hmm.
I would recommend everyone buy their own blood pressure cuff because one, you can buy it over the counter anywhere, and it will give you clarity of your blood pressure. I mean, yeah,
And our blood pressures relate to lots of diseases. I mean, that it's not just we're not just talking about kidney disease here,
exactly
but
right,
this
exactly.
really is preventative for so many other things to be able to get you,
Yes,
So
that's
at least
right,
if you have that, you can get to your physician, you can get to your, healthcare provider and
right.
really give you the information and that what
Of
you need.
course,
So,
of course, of
woo!
course. The more you know, the more you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So
Goodness.
DJ,
So
you'll be moderating for us, correct?
I will. Yes, Friday. Friday's my day.
Oh,
I'll
you're
be,
gonna be moderating for Mr. Tim Jackson. And man,
yes.
he's a wonderful guy, and I don't even know Tim's story, so that's a good thing. Is that I don't know how well you may know him or if you do or not, but when you moderate for him, you get to be like his hype woman, and then yeah,
Oh
there you
yeah.
go, there you go, there you go.
Oh
You
yeah.
get to be his hype woman, and you get to say, hey, this is a gentleman you get to learn about, and that's one of the things that we express and that we stress, the unknown territory, and to make your story valuable one word at a time, and just tell us who you are, so you get a chance to see Tim for who he is, along with the rest of the individuals. But you have the honor and privilege of moderating for him as well. So
Oh, great. I'm so excited. This is opportunities of connection, getting to
yeah,
know other individuals we can
yeah,
support their missions, their
right,
movements, for all this social greatness. So it's
yeah,
exciting, maybe he'll come on
yeah,
this show as well and share his own personal story too. And,
yeah.
there's a lot of work to be done, I know, for Kidney Trails. So,
Oh, and and you know what? We don't like to think of it as work. We like to think of it as
ah,
everyday situations, and we love what we do. Orville Redenbacher said, "You find a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life." And it's safe to say that I love work. I love being a part of Kidney Trails. I could do it all day, every day. And the conversations that Anthony Reed and myself have, I mean, they're endless. And we always got exciting news. Him and I even keep secrets from each other just so we keep that spice, that Dr. Spice
oh,
going on.
yes. So I'm excited to get to know the gas, and then we'll be able to
Yeah.
have a conversation and share, and then we all learn from each other. So,
Yes. Oh, yes. Most definitely. Oh, most definitely. I mean, with me, I have a podcast at 3 o'clock today where I'll talk about leadership as a nephrology clinical technician. That will be with Miss Jamisha there. So if people want to tune in, I'll be doing another show as well. So
oh, okay.
yeah. So I don't know if you got an invite or if you have time, but I think individuals will love that because we're going to talk about leadership. We're going to pretty much talk
Yes.
about kind of what we talked about today, but a little bit more in depth. And that I guess that'd be like a part two to virtual summit, and what to expect. A little teasers. So yeah.
I'm loving it. So many different topics, so much
Yes.
information, so many people to connect with. And this
Yes.
is just going to be a growing community.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
by next year, I can't only imagine with the broadcasting and the publishing company and your
Right.
book. So make sure you kind of save that book, because you never know. There might
That's
be
right.
someone out there that needs it. Now
That's
you know
right.
one of the best resources available, Kidney Trails, that can guide you in the right direction.
Yeah, yeah.
I know.
We have the broadcasting network. We have the blog site. We have publishing company. We're working on some other things, and we encourage everyone to write. And like I said before, I didn't think that I was a writer up until a year ago, less than a year, and I published a graphic novel. With the coaching of Anthony Reed. So we all have a story to tell. I tell my healthcare workers, "You are a writer," and they're like, "Well, how do you say that? Why do you say that?" I said, "Well, if you document every day, you're a writer." You're a writer.
Aw.
And I mean, we encourage everyone to do that. Go to our website. We got so many things going on this week. We got the virtual summit, which will be the 27th through the 29th.
Ooh, yes.
We have today, with the Silver Fox. I'll be going on later on with Jamisha with the Nephrology Nurse Podcast. Monday, no, excuse me, Tuesday, Anthony Reed, Mr. Cabrera himself, the innovator, Rich, and myself. We're going to be on the Rich and Dwelyn show, and we're going to talk about everybody who's involved in the summit. And it's our pregame show. So we all this
Yeah.
week. This is KT week. We
I
officially announced
know.
KT week.
I mean, I'm just happy to be a part of it and to
Yeah,
help kick it off and just kind
yeah,
of get that energy going with y'all.
yes,
And,
yes.
just super honor, amazing team and speakers and
Right.
moderators and information. So,
Oh yes. Oh
all
yes. Oh
right.
yes.
Thank you, Dwelyn. Thank you
Yes.
again for bringing
Right,
that
thank you.
shine.
I try to. I try to.
Absolutely.
Who says that April showers? April doesn't shower.
All right, my friend. Well, it's been an amazing conversation. Thank you for giving me some amazing, valuable information and
Most thank you.
education. And,
Anytime,
you know,
anytime.
don't be scared to ask questions, folks. Reach out, ask questions.
That's right.
That's how we all grow and learn together. Learn a little inspiration, a little
That's right.
compassion, a little understanding, and take care of each other, right?
Most,
All
most
right.
definitely. Yes. Yes. And thank
Gonna
you,
run this
everybody who's been tuning in. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.